Some people say a lot of products in avatar life are copy-botted from other platforms.
But can actually make money from this virtual world. This is not a scam. This is reality.
Hello to my Meta Army and welcome back to Coffee with Tia, Season 2, Episode 1. This season we're turning up the heat with bigger conversations, bolder questions, a little bit of sassiness, and maybe a little bit of drama too. Because what's coffee without some spice, right? Now, for the serious part, it feels amazing to be back, and I'm so grateful for all the love and support you've shown to Season 1. This season is all about powerful stories, meaningful conversations, and celebrating the people who are shaping the future. That being said, we're starting with a bang. My guest for today's episode is someone who's built not just a brand, but a whole universe. The creative force behind Avatar Life, a virtual reality platform redefining how experiences are lived virtually. The creator, the owner, the visionary, and maybe the only person who can explain that little storm about COPYBOT? Yes, the million-dollar question. We will bring you right up to speed with this exclusive episode. So stay tuned as we dig right into the virtual world of Avatar Life with the founder himself, Mr. Sushant Chandrasekar. Welcome in, Sushant, to Coffee with Tia, where coffee is hot, questions are hotter, and you're sitting on the hot seat of our digital universe. It's such a pleasure to have you on Coffee with Tia. I've been looking forward to this. Now, before we jump deep into the world of Avatar Life, I'd like our viewers to get to know you a little bit better. You're the mind behind this incredible platform, a digital space where people can create, connect, and truly live online. But behind every great idea is a great story. So tell us, Sushant, a little bit more about yourself. What's your journey been like, and how did it lead to you creating this Avatar Life?
I'm Sushant, a simple and humble guy from a small city in India called Chennai. And right from my schooling days, in those days, games like Age of Empires and Caesar 3, these were extremely popular. I used to lock myself in my room, play computer games for like 5-6 hours in a row. I was always intrigued by the effort that people used to put into the games. So the seeds of creation had been sown right during my school days, and after that I gave up the gaming and went into doing my engineering. Then I did my MBA, but still gaming was still a part of me. It actually stemmed up again in my college days, in my MBA days, where I was an avid quizzer. So I used to fund everything else by participating in quiz competitions and winning the prize money in those quiz competitions. And one of the questions that was asked, Indian dollar is the currency of which place? I didn't know the answer at that point in time. But then the quizmaster said the answer is Second Life. So what is the Second Life? What is Indian dollar? So immediately I came back home and I started Googling and searching. Then I found this website called secondlife.com. And that is where seeds of Avatar Life, which was born much later, was sown. So I joined Second Life and immediately I was fascinated by this world, Like there are so many people just like me, newbies all around running here and meeting so many people, asking so many questions. It was exciting, In those days, we did not have Androids and iPhones, okay? We just had Nokia phones. So everything was on the computer. The currency inside Second Life was real. People could cash out that Linden dollar, which was the question that was asked in the quiz competition. People were able to cash out and make real money. I was like, wow, this seems fun. At that point in time, I was a manager in IBM. I had completed my MBA and I already had a job in IBM. So what I did is, I started moonlighting. So at the daytime, I was one of the top performers in my company. I was a 1-rated employee. And at the same time, when I was back home, I used to come back and explore Second Life. One amazing developer, he said he'll make a quiz machine for me for $10. Okay, I gave him the $10 and he made a quiz machine. I had to feed in a lot of questions in life, and then I sold it to a lot of clubs. So the clubs, they used to have my quiz machine. Club owners started losing money, so they started, hey Sushant, I'm losing money with the quiz machine, so it's not going to work out. So then I came out with the concept of a jokes machine. I went to the same guy, hey, look at this, you made a quiz machine for me. So make me a jokes machine, here is another $10. Replace your quiz machine with a jokes machine. People pay this jokes machine $11 and it will tell them a joke. The $10, I was able to convert the $10 into $1,000 very easily, because there are easily like 100 clubs which bought my product for $10 each for no copy permissions. I was like, wow, so we can actually make money from this virtual world. This is not a scam. This is reality. I used to make a lot of games and operate the games and make money off the skill gaming industry in second. At that point in time, I went back to the same developer who made the quiz machine and the jokes machine. So that was my journey in virtual worlds, and the interest really started. And by 2011, I quit my IBM job to take up virtual worlds as a full-time job.
Oh, wow. That's really inspiring that. It's almost like you have found yourself into this magnificent virtual reality. And then, quickly like your business brain has just kicked in and started making numbers and, getting all sorts of ideas from it.
Yeah, and it is not just the business brain, it's also the relationships and the friendships that I made from these virtual worlds. It's more real than it seems, I met some amazing people from around the world. I would like to mention a lady, Federica Saltarini, whose avatar's name is Gaia Rossini. She is actually, she calls herself my Italian mother. She worked with me on the games and we were so close friends. And she and her husband, I stayed in their house in Italy when I visited them, for pretty much 1.5 to 2 months. I was there in their house. I stayed in their house and they took great care of me. Because your avatar is a reflection, is an extension of your real life personality. So you are the real you. At least in a lot of cases I've noticed, people are themselves behind the screen. So this is the most wonderful thing. You express yourself without inhibitions in the virtual world.
Definitely. One example as well, virtual worlds, how it helps people, introverts people especially, who do not know where to start in this, busy, hectic life. And, nowadays, everyone is just indoors. You hardly go out. Everyone is just digitally connected to each other. With the virtual platform, you get to meet so much relationships. You build relationships. You meet them in real life. And it's almost like when you meet them in real life, you almost know each other, You don't have to even introduce yourself.
So, Sushant, what made you think, you know what, real life isn't enough? I'm going to build an entire avatar life. What drew you into creating this universe?
Yeah, the virtual space is kind of a solution for loneliness, We know that you're not alone anymore. So you're always having a friend who you can reach out to and talk to. I was extremely successful on Second Life as a skill gaming creator. From 2010 to 2015, it was like I had kind of a monopoly on the skill gaming industry, because I came out with a lot of creative concepts, a lot of new games that people had not even thought of. I had a team of designers who designed the games exactly like how I imagined them to be. So from 2010 to 2015, I was the #1 gaming creator on Second Life. So I had my games on over 300 islands, 300 full islands on Second Life. So that was pretty huge time. So Second Life, they came up with a new skill gaming policy. So that was a huge change where we had to hire lawyers and verify the skill gaming, have the skill gaming documentation ready, everything. And that was Second Life's process. They have to be safeguarded with the law. No one is above the law, right? So Second Life was right in doing that. But at that point in time, I was also looking to expand my gaming business. So what I had done is, I was looking to open a branch of my company in Singapore. I gave my account accesses to my manager. Her name is Scarletta. Her real name is Maria. So Scarletta used to handle my games and log in my accounts and handle the games, whatever it is. Scarletta is slightly older, but one of the most sincere and hardworking and honest people I know, and I will treasure the relationship that I have with her for all my life. But unfortunately, because of the overwork, transactions between your own accounts were prohibited. Some transactions happened in between my own accounts, and I got warnings from Linden Lab that this has happened. And then some transactions happened from my accounts to accounts that were not approved as associate accounts. So at that point in time, I was in Singapore with a little bit less access because I was focusing on formation of a new entity in Singapore for taxation and also business visibility and investment purposes. I had gone to Singapore at that point in time, and within those few months, Second Life accounts were terminated. So that was the most shocking and the unfortunate things that had happened because of a few violation of policies of transactions that happened between my own accounts. It was not just a few, it was like numerous transactions happened between my own accounts. And these were automated transactions which we couldn't control. The policies came in very rapidly, and we had games in 300 islands. So before, there are no restrictions about paying your alternate accounts and all that for a skill gaming account, but then later on they got in all those restrictions, and before we could comply completely with all those things, our accounts were already suspended and terminated. I had built this company brick from brick, and all of a sudden I was sitting in Singapore with no company. Fortune favors the brave, and there is always a way out, right? So what happened is, in 2015, luckily for me, I invested into Bitcoin as to how this blockchain really works. I started exploring other things. Now that Second Life, the story got over, right? So I started exploring blockchain and stuff. That was also pretty interesting for me, because then I started looking into Web3 games. Web3 games was not so fun for me. My heart was always into the metaverse. So at that point in time, two amazing worlds came up. You might have heard of Sandbox as well as Decentraland, purely on cryptocurrency, not on virtual currency. Decentraland and Sandbox, they came out. That is where the seeds for Avatar Life was sown. My heart was always into the metaverse. I wanted to do something like what Second Life is doing, and not having to comply by someone else's rules. If I have my own world, I make the rules myself. I just have to comply with the government rules. I decided to make Avatar Life and also drew inspiration from Sandbox and Decentraland. I decided to incorporate the good aspects of Second Life as well as take in the crypto related benefits from Sandbox and Decentraland, and that is how plan for Avatar Life was actually coming in late 2020, 2019, 2020. That is where we are actually starting. We had a lockdown during that time, COVID and all kicked in. We are spending a lot of time indoors. A new metaverse could really do something. I didn't want to lose the Second Life experience. I loved what I was doing on Second Life. Everything had just come to a stop. Now it was time to continue the work which I had left half done on Second Life. So that is the birth story of Avatar Life.
I think that's very interesting, and your journey as well, how you've fallen into ashes and then risen. So it's kind of the rise of the phoenix again. I think that reminds me of your story really, and it's very inspirational. That after losing everything, what you've built brick by brick into the virtual world, like you did not lose your confidence, but instead you did something which built your future, or explored the whole new tech world, and also gave you this Avatar Life, I believe. So well done on that. Hey, I think it's full of great beginnings. That's what life is about, and the fact that you have you do respect Second Life as a space. I think I want to get that out very clear to our viewers as well, because there's a lot of confusion on that lines as well.
Yeah, actually, I have a lot of respect for Second Life, because today what I am, Second Life is heavily responsible for it. They gave me the platform where I could express myself and become what I am today. So the foundation was laid in Second Life. Even though I'm not a part of it anymore, I'll always be thankful for the memories, the relationships, and what I've learned in my times, in my 8 years on Second Life.
I think that highly goes out to all our viewers as well, and to Second Life creators. And now slowly we will be unfolding bit by bit, but I think it's genuinely the confusion that I had in my head as well as a resident on Second Life. I think that has starting to unfold as well, and it's great to have a conversation with you, because a lot of things can be said and done, and get a great perspective of what what you think as a founder for Avatar Life. And we have established this ground that there's no competition between the both, but you do owe your success to Second Life because it's gave you the platform to explore a virtual world.
Correct.
I believe that is it's a breaking point for exploring the whole dynamics of this virtual reality. And just to say that we all share the same platform. Along those lines, you did speak about gaming, right? And how you were a great gaming fanatic and you've established gaming in Second Life and so on and so forth.
Okay, Sushant. So, a controversial aspect for some, as people say it rewards only a few, while others might feel left out or even exploited. Skill-based gaming is a big part of Avatar Life. But some people argue it blurs the line between fun and gambling. How to respond to that criticism?
Avatar Life is into skill gaming, which is the same as what Second Life is into. So the criterion for getting your skill game verified is little bit different. So how Second Life does the skill gaming verification is you have to have an SLSGC account, which is a creator account. So Second Life, you have to apply for a creator account through a lawyer. First, you create a game. Then you have to show the material chance of a person being a better player than another player. So you have to show the skill elements in the game. And you get a lawyer's legal opinion saying that this is a skill-based game. Then the Linden Labs lawyers review it and then they approve the game or reject the game. So this is the general process that Second Life follows. So for getting a single game approved on Second Life as a creator, it takes anywhere between 4 to 6 months in today's date. So in Avatar Life, we wanted to fast track this process, categorize the game into different aspects. So casino games like blackjack and roulette, these games are explicitly banned on Avatar Life. We will not get into casino-based gambling games. But then for skill-based games, we have fast-tracked the system for creators for creating skill-based games. So what we did is, if you go to our website and you can check out the reasoned legal opinions by our lawyers, we have different types of legal opinions which were created by Avatar Life lawyers. That is, if your game falls into such and such category, your game will be considered as a skill game and you will not require a reasoned legal opinion for this game. So we will anyway review it inward, looking at what type of games that you have created. And based on that, if you find any gambling elements which are part of it, we will immediately notify the creator, hey, look at this, you have created this particular game, but you need to change certain aspects of this game to comply with the skill gaming policy.
Right. So say for example, I have just created my account today. Okay. And if I want to play any game, say for example, if I am heavy into gambling, okay, we'll come onto other skill-based games as well. But let's start with people who are heavy into gambling, who really want to explore the whole gambling aspect with less risks and because in theory, in a psychological point of view, they think if they do a virtual gambling, it's less harm than doing a real gambling, or they want to have a real experience like that. So if I make my account today and log into Avatar Life, what challenges will I face and how long will I have to wait to actually explore that element?
You mean to play the games? See, number one, again,
yes.
We don't have any gambling-based games. Of course, there are some free-play-based. Free-play games that pay out money will not be constituted as gambling. So you can play these games and earn money. So that will not be constituted as gambling. You can play those games right away, immediately in the free-play island in Avatar Life. Okay, but now as a restriction, so we have a geo-based blocking of residence. So skill gaming in Avatar Life can happen only in a skill gaming island. Okay, and skill gaming islands are subject to US-based geo-blocking. So there are 13 states of USA from which the skill gaming islands cannot be accessed. Florida and Nevada, for example, gaming itself is considered as gambling and illegal. People from Florida cannot enter a skill gaming region and play any of our games. They can go to the free play island and play the free games, but they cannot do any wagering or betting on the games because of their geographical location. If the same person goes to another state, for example, California, they will be able to play the games. It is all IP-based systems which are automated in our backend. So it tracks your IP and decides that, okay, this person is from Florida, this person is from Nevada, so we are not going to be able to let them into this particular island.
And so that's the tracking that you have for Avatar Live. So that will ban the person who's coming from Nevada or Florida to enter even that sim or that area, correct?
That's correct. They are
Or that puts in lock into the avatar itself.
No. Only to the particular islands. They are still welcome to access every other part of the life except skill gaming.
So other virtual platforms ban skill gaming, and you allow it. Now you've told us the legal element of it, but why did you decide to keep it? Just out of curiosity.
And I used to make skill games on Second Life. I was the biggest skill gaming creator on Second Life because I have the backups and the scripts and everything. The scripting on Avatar Life is like 95% same as Second Life, and 5% extra open some functions which are enabling to do some more additional stuff. So we were able to port my games directly into Avatar Life without much of a hassle. These are the same games which I used to operate on Second Life, and people continue to operate all these games on Second Life as well.
So there's a perception that Avatar Life is mainly for gamers and game developers. Is that accurate?
That's not accurate. It's just that I am a specialist gamer. Element of Avatar Life, which is the social aspect. We give away the free lands because people would be excited to own their own land, have their own houses, socialize with their neighbors, have clubs, have parties, meet a lot of new people. So the idea behind the free land is all about promoting Avatar Life as a social platform. See, because I joined Second Life. Second Life is a social platform which also did gaming. Okay, so in my case, I do gaming. We also do social. Social is a very big aspect of Avatar Life. It's just that.
So that's why you have decided to keep the free land as well?
Correct. The free land is basically for people to have their own houses, place where you can call your own without having to spend money. No strings attached. There is no hidden clause saying that come and pay us like one time upfront money and claim the money. No, nothing. We are not charging anything, period. Lands in virtual worlds is an expensive thing. Second Life has a huge recurring cost on the lands. Decentraland, the lands are sold as NFT and so expensive. We decide that we will make the land free by the creations from the creators. The creators will sell the AV dollars back to us. Avatar Life earns from the exchange of currencies, buying and selling of AV dollars. So the free lands are basically for all residents, any new resident. Like today you join Avatar Life, you can make a support ticket and claim your free land. So it's basically 1/4 of a full island. You get 3,750 prims. In other ways also, we don't sell land whatsoever. If people want bigger land, all they need to do is take up one of our premium memberships. So you take a gold premium membership, you'll end up with a homestead region with 5,000 prims. So that you'll have no neighbors that way. Plan to put an end to the free land thing by September 30. So we want to promote the free lands, and whoever is interested to join Avatar Life until September 30, we want to keep the lands free for them.
Perfect. So there we go to all our viewers. The big discount or the big freebie discount coming up is till September 30th, 2025. Anyone who joins Avatar Life gets a free land, and after that
it'll be paid service, but at the same time it's not going to be super expensive like Decentraland or Second Life. It'll always be affordable. I'm not looking to build a greedy world which is after people's money here. We want to build a world of happiness where people can come to relax and meet new people, and at the same time not feel fleeced about losing a lot of money.
So in your opinion, why is owning land in virtual world such a big deal? Like, is there any near future to owning lands?
Land is actually one of the most building blocks of the metaverse. Like, whatever you need to do in a virtual world, you need the land. So you want a game place, you need the land for the game place first. You want to sell clothes, you need a land to have your shop to sell the clothes. You want to have a club where a lot of people come to meet, you need a land for that. Land is the basic building block of everything that happens in the metaverse. So from that aspect, making this land itself free for residents is the biggest thing that we can do for the people of the world who want to explore.
That goes in very well with the idea, and it's also very sustainable, so people don't have to break their banks to actually own a land over here. That's great. That's great. So, you see Avatar Life as a game, a social platform, or a metaverse economy, if we are talking about those concepts.
I will definitely see Avatar Life as a metaverse economy. So because it has everything, right? It has gaming, it has a social aspect, it has the relationship aspect. So it has the creator and buyer aspect, So lot of things. People create breedables in Avatar Life. So when it comes to so many different activities that happen within the platform, you cannot singularly categorize it as a gaming platform. One of the things which any metaverse would really like to have on their platform is to have a creator-friendly economy. So we need to have thousands of creators who come onto the platform and create what they love to create a lot of innovative stuff which people have not seen before. As a creator of the metaverse, I cannot be creating all 1,000 different things. I should rather find 1,000 people who will create one different thing. That is how the metaverse really grows.
So the way, from a third person point of view, I see it is that Avatar Life has just stepped its foot into the virtual reality. It's still on its way to progression. Now it's targeting creators in general, because you want to create that, base and solidarity, like the solid platform that you have, so that the other users, when they have a fully fledged, functioning virtual world, then they will be able to enjoy the fruits of it. We are seeing a virtual life getting created right in front of our eyes, and I think it's a very compelling opportunity for all the creators who want to also expand their creativity into another virtual platform, to come and join Avatar Life, because the building blocks are just, the bricks of the foundation are just getting laid in, and it's a beautiful space to experience, seeing your creativity grow as the virtual platform grows as well. So I think it's a brilliant idea, and I think to be part of something as special as this it's I think very rare opportunities you get in life where you can be a part of this. So I would encourage to all my viewers who are creators that if you do have an opportunity, please do extend your creativity into Avatar Life. Of course, as Sushant did mention earlier, there are laws, and nothing is above the law. So definitely there are laws and codes in practice, which is if it's the concern for you, then that would be addressed. Now, let's just touch on the topic. How is Avatar Life different from other virtual platforms like Second Life, Roblox, or VR Chat?
Okay, so that's a very wonderful question. So we want to be different from all these platforms in our own unique way. So let me extend the example. So on one side we have Web 2 metaverses, which are like Second Life and Roblox, and other side we have the Web 3 metaverses like Sandbox and Decentraland. Okay, so in Avatar Life we are a hybrid metaverse. So we accept fiat as the form of payment for the AV dollars and for purchasing and selling of AV dollars. At the same time, we also accept Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT for people who want to use their cryptocurrency to buy our Avatar Life dollar virtual currency. At the same time, on September 10th, we are launching our own cryptocurrency, the AVR cryptocurrency token. So the AVR cryptocurrency token can also be used to purchase the AV dollar, and people who use the AVR to purchase AV dollar will be having significant reduction in the fees charged by the platform. So using our own cryptocurrency, we want to give the utility to the people who hold our cryptocurrency, and we will be introducing a lot of attractive options like staking, like you lock your AVR cryptocurrency with us and we will be giving you a very good return ROI for locking the tokens on our platform, and you'll be getting a lot of free extra AVR tokens on your wallet. More or less, looks wise, look and feel wise, we are very similar to Second Life. Okay, but we improvised on it. If you see our official viewer, we added in features like screen sharing on the viewer, video calling on the viewer. So these are things which are not part of the Second Life official viewers or the Firestorm viewers. So we took up the Firestorm viewer, we modded the Firestorm viewer to make the Avatar Life viewer, official viewer, and added in extra features which creators might really help. It might really help creators to use these features like sharing your screen from right within your platform rather than having to use an external app like Discord or Skype. Options that we give to our users free of cost. We are not charging anything for it. These are all additional features which other metaverses don't have, and we put in the efforts to get all these things for our users.
That's such an interesting take on it, that you actually care about the community with the upcoming technology as well. When I first saw video calling in GTA, I thought, okay, that's a cool little trick. But in Avatar Life, it feels like an actual bridge between the real and the digital.
We are talking about religion. You are from India, and where we celebrate a lot of different religions, not just sticking to one, but we have a plethora of religious affairs, religious sentiments going on in India. So what touch of religion have you given into Avatar Life?
Whether you are a Christian, Muslim, Hindu, Jewish, God is one. It's just that people see him in different ways. Okay, so me being from a Hindu background, there is an island called Peace inside Avatar Life. This was created by one of our residents. So she really put in a lot of efforts. It came at a very sentimental time for me because my father had passed away in 2023. So she created an Indian-based island called Peace, a place where we have a lot of pandits performing rituals, a lot of Ganesha, Lord Shiva, Nataraj. I feel that this place is something like you can connect to this particular land. I was really emotionally touched by the gift that the residents, the love that people showed for such the heavy loss that caused, the vacuum created by my father's demise. So from that aspect, they created this Hindu island for me. And recently, I want to mention one of our big creators. His name is 𝘓𝑗𝑥𝑡r_LOL. Okay, one of the big gaming creators. He gave into cancer, so he passed away. He made a Viking-based sim based on the same Norse gods, right? So there was this Thor's hammer and all that. So religion can come out in the most creative ways possible. It's just that God is one.
No, definitely. I think if it has meaning behind it, and if it has got a story to say, with all your islands when coming into shape, or the sims forming into, I think it holds a deep sentimental value. And I think virtual platforms are right up front, expressing remorse or expressing those feelings from within. It's a beautiful thing to witness, I believe. So what problems did you set out to solve when creating Avatar Life?
Definitely the biggest problem initially is you have this world which has nothing and no people in it. Okay, distribution of the platform is kind of going to be the biggest challenge for anyone starting out trying to make the metaverse. I had a lot of contacts and stuff, right? So I reached out to them and they joined the platform, and they've been with me for a long time. So they switched boats to come out of Avatar Life. They play Second Life as well. So they play both the platforms. So distributing the platform has always been the biggest problem to solve. And it has a funnel also. 2008, there were no smart devices. There were no smartphones. We just had simple Nokia phones. So in today's world, people play a lot of games, PUBG on their mobile phones, lot of advanced games on their mobile phones. Okay, but when it came to these metaverse platforms, they were pretty blocky, and they needed a high configuration computer to play them, to handle the viewer, to get people to play a platform, register an account on the computer, then download the viewer, then log into the viewer and play the game. That has always been the interesting and difficult problem to solve. So over a period of time, we finally ended up getting like 10,000 registrations on Avatar Life, but it was quite some effort, putting in a lot of efforts, a lot of word of mouth, people bringing in, doing some referral launches, referral rewards and stuff. Over a period of time, we were able to get 10,000 people to come and check out Avatar Life.
Okay, perfect. So now that you have a pretty standing audience, and we are encouraging more and more people to join Avatar Life as well. Gradually, as you create and open the space to creators more, and be able to use it freely. Perfect. So that was the round for getting to know you a bit and understanding Avatar Life and comparing the different virtual reality platforms, exploring Second Life. So now we have burning questions. Are you ready for that, Sushant?
Of course, I'm ready for.
Let me just get you right into the bone. Okay. And now to put on my audience hat, because I've been reading comments and getting DMs, and some of these questions come straight from your fans and critics alike. And I think it's only fair if we address them head on. The first thing, which everyone, I think most of my Second Life creator friends have the burning question is, some people say a lot of products in Avatar Life are copy-botted from other platforms. How do you respond to that? And how does building the trust in your economy?
So this is pretty interesting, Look at my avatar. So you see that I'm wearing a coat, a pant and a shirt. So I've been wearing this for the last so many years, okay? As a guy, I have never been directly involved in any copy-botting and stuff. I've been a gaming guy. If you see all the games that you see on Avatar Life, they're 100% original and created by me and by the creators who joined our Avatar Life platform. Okay, but now to address about copy-botting, I want people to understand how these things happen and how they came onto Avatar Life. Okay, so what happens is Avatar Life is a part of OpenSim. We used OpenSim to make Avatar Life. Lot of creations, people created a lot of things in Second Life. In the earlier days, Second Life did not have proper security and stringent measures on the creators. So what happened is there were a lot of COPYBOT viewers on Second Life. So nowadays things are very well controlled and handled by Second Life. Lintel Labs, they were able to control it in today's date. But when it came to 2008 to 2012, 2013, what happened is Lintel Lab did not have proper restrictions. So there were these viewers called COPYBOT viewers. So people logged into the, not good people, these are all bad people, okay? So what they did is they logged on to the COPYBOT viewers. They got the full permissions of creations, the hard work of creators, people who created content on Second Life, and they took it and distributed it all over OpenSim. Okay, so this is, so what happened in Avatar Life? So in Avatar Life, a lot of content is created by the gaming content is created fully original, but when it came to the non-gaming content, we used to upload OR files and IAR files. So the OR files, what happens is people give us OR files like, hey, I have an island in OpenSim, please upload this island to Avatar Life. So when we did that, initially we were not aware about this copy-botting concept that can happen. So when people gave OAR files, we were so happy to upload the OAR files to Avatar Life. What happened is all the copy-botted content which went to OpenSim from Second Life came over to Avatar Life because we uploaded the OAR files without checking the OAR files, which was a mistake done by the Avatar Life team and including me in the first place. But over a period of time, we realized that these copy-botted things have already come in. So now, what happens when these OAR files come in? OAR files and IAR. IAR files is basically you upload an inventory into someone else's inventory folder so that they have all the contents of the inventory which they have passed on to us. So when these OAR files and IAR files have already been a part of it, now there are some original content in the OAR files and some copy-botted content. So even if we delete those objects in world, those objects will come out anyway again because people are having it in their inventory. So we have a counter. Generally, I like to be proactive and not reactive. Like whenever I see something negative and something can be done about it, I like to prevent it. So nowadays, if we load any OAR files or IAR files, the first thing is I send out my manager. We load it in a fully secure island where no one has access. We check out the entire OAR file. Okay, there is no copy-botted content here. So this place is good to upload. If there are some copy-botted contents in that particular file, immediately we raise the query to that resident. That is the process we are following now. We raise that, hey, there are some objectionable content in the OAR file which are giving it to us. These things have to be deleted in order for the OAR to be updated. So because of the older days, it is, if you start deleting all the old files, it's going to take a huge amount of time. So we came out with a policy and a procedure to slowly phase out the COPYBOT items. So what we did is, if any creator, they see their content on Avatar Life, we are very happy. They just need to show that they have this content on the Second Life marketplace or wherever they have created, and they match it. This is the same exact creation of the same name, and this is existing in Avatar Life. So how we go about that particular thing is, we have developed a script where all the objects can be deleted from all lands on Avatar Life. We can delete that particular object from everyone's inventory in Avatar Life, and we can also give only one copy full permission to the original creator person who has actually created that particular product. So that way, we are not only enabling that creator to come to our platform and sell it, we are also able to remove the copy-botted content from the in-world inventories as well as the lands on Avatar Life. You say remove the copy-botted content. It is a very, very difficult problem to solve directly. It is so easy to say Avatar Life has copy-botted content. It's a very easy comment to make. So me being a creator, I understand the hurt a creator and anger that person might feel if you see your creation being distributed for free on another platform, right? So we want to really respect that. So we invite the creators who feel their creations are here, point it out to us. We will immediately, no questions asked, once we have verified that this is indeed a copy-botted item, we will remove it from every OAR file, every land, as well as from every inventory of residents, and we will give a full permission copy only to the original creator, so that they can set up a shop and sell it, so that people can come back and buy it from their shop directly.
Okay, so that's the steps you've taken going forwards. But what about the content that already has been copy-botted? What are your steps to eliminate that?
To eliminate that only, we need the creators to come forward and show it to us. Hey, this is my creation and this is existing in Avatar Life. So as soon as they share the marketplace link on Second Life marketplace and share it, hey, this is the exact same product which is being copy-botted, we will be able to remove it from every land and inventory and OAR files which are currently on Avatar Life. We will be able to remove it. There are a lot of creations which are unclaimed. Okay, so we don't know who the creators are. We will be able to solve this when the creator approaches us, and we'll respect the creator and remove it from our platform.
When I logged in today, so it's a very personal incident that happened today. So when I logged in, Abby obviously introduced me to the whole Avatar Life, and the first thing that strikingly I noticed was the hair she was wearing. Now, I have done an interview with David Cooper, who is the owner of 𝐷𝑝𝑒 in Second Life. And I'm quite a regular buyer, if you say, from his shop. And I do adore his creations. So that's the first striking thing that I noticed on Abby's head, if you see as well. So it's one of the things which I wanted to confirm with you. Has the creator reached out to you? Because I think in the previous interviews, if you see for Coffee with Tia, when I did interview David Cooper, he did mention about other creators or other virtual platforms copy-botting his item. So in order to address his question, and I'm sure a lot of creators might have the same question, which is very noticeably, which has, I appreciate that you are taking some further steps into going into future, but a lot of creation that already exists that we see today, how are you planning to deal with those, please?
I would humbly request every creator, who feels that their creations are here, which are inadvertently become a part of Avatar Life due to copy-botting. I want to acknowledge that I'm not going to get into denial saying that, hey, none of it is copy-botted, it's all original content. No. let's address the elephant in the room. It is true. Open sim worlds have copy-botted content. Okay. What makes us different is the action that we are ready to take on these copy-botted items. We will manually remove. We'll run our script through all the lands, remove all. Whoever loses the hair, they lose the hair. No, they'll have to find some other hair to wear, and we'll give a full perm version of that particular product only to that creator. They are welcome to set a shop. Again, we are not forcing them to set a shop. Okay, we welcome them to set a shop. Their content will not be there a part of 𝐓-𝐷𝑙ife, because I cannot force anyone to, hey, now I removed your content, now come and sell on my platform. I cannot force them, no.
Yeah.
It has to be of their own volition. So this is the full perm version of the hair. There is only one copy of it, and that is going to be with you, and no one else will have it. It is your decision whether you want to actually sell it to the residents, because the residents should not suffer for the acts of the other people who did it in between 2008 to 2014, right? We would like the creators to consider our request and set up a shop. And if they don't want to set up the shop and just don't want their creation to be in the metaverse, that is also okay, and we will respect that.
Just to recap what you've said, to all the creators out there who know that their things have been copy-botted, you come and make an official address to the team of Avatar Life, and they will remove all the scripts, remove everything that has been associated with your product, and get the whole virtual platform cleared of Avatar Life, cleared of your items. And also, maybe how are you going to prevent that in the future? Say, for example, if the owner has come in, right? Say, for example, if we take the Do owner, he has come in. He knows that his products are being used here, copy-botted here. He's come in and made a claim to saying, Sushant, look, this is my idea, this is what I've been selling, this is my product, etc. What is your verification, number one? How do you verify that, okay, this is the actual owner of the product? Because anyone can step in and say that this is my product.
So they need to send us a valid Second Life marketplace link saying that, hey, this is my account on Second Life, and I'm the creator of this particular product, and this product is there in Avatar Life floating around for free. Their account on Second Life show that from their marketplace link, we verify it with the product in world here, and once we recognize that they are identical, we would accept the creator's request, and we take it forward from there, and we'll work one-on-one with each creator and ensure that whatever is floating around will be culled.
And going forwards, what if they cleared everything from that creator? What if the same incident happens again? What is your mechanics of stopping the same thing happening again?
People cannot upload OAR files and IAR files without giving it to us. Only Avatar Life has the power to bring in content from IAR and OAR files. They give us an OAR file, we lock it into an island where only official Avatar Life employees are allowed. They check out everything that is there in this particular OAR file, and finally they say, hey, these are the things that we found which are not good to go, and we take up and we cull those things, we purge those things, and we inform the resident, hey, look at this, you sent us this OAR file, and these are the things which have been flagged on our system as which should not be a part of the system as such, because they are illegal and copy-botted. So we are removing these particular items, and if you're okay with that, we can continue with the uploading of the OAR file.
Okay, so that's preventive steps have been taken by you and your team to prevent anything going further. Okay. Do you think that there will be a time where, say for example, the creators might just fear anyone could use my creation even after bypassing all your verifications, etc. And because this is the one thing that that creators have a burning question with, and that kind of secures a trust within your platform, because they have, even if they don't have established business in Second Life, but a lot of copy-botting happens within Second Life as well, as you're aware of it as well. But to actually exclude the design on another completely different virtual platform and to be selling it for free. Now, when I did question like, how much is the hair for over here? So Abby said, oh, it's just for free for now. So do you plan on setting any economy to these products after they have been claimed by their owners and if they want to keep it an avatar life?
Definitely. See, once the product has been culled and purged, and only the creator has a copy, the creators have all the rights to go and sell this particular product. Creator wishes it can be for free, but that is not something that we can decide for the creator, no? Because it is a creator's decision and not our decision whether they even want to keep the product in Avatar life.
So now that we have addressed the elephant in the room, let's move on to a tone down on that question. So, what original innovation does Avatar Life brings that Second Life hasn't already done? Because Second Life has faced criticism about unfair economics. And with only a few creators making real money, how is Avatar Life's economy different? Or is it going to repeat the same patterns?
Like in any business, the first players are always going to have an advantage. The first player advantage is always going to be there. The early movers advantage is one of the most powerful things in any business. So, of course, Avatar Life is going to be more open and not partial to any creators as such just because they are older creators.
And some argue that virtual worlds exploit players financially through microtransactions. How do you balance making money with keeping the platform fair?
See, end of the day, if you see, the costs in Avatar Life are not so high. People only need to upload as much money as that will be playing on the platform. If you see the skill gaming, which is where a lot of reckless spending can happen, are limited based on the gaming rules. And also to help out people with this kind of a system, we came out with a very beautiful plan. If you see our website, we introduced a system called 𝑠ure, which is out of consideration for people who might have addiction onto gaming and not having a limit onto their spending. So what's 𝑠ure gaming? What does it do? So it limits your spending on a daily basis. Basically, you buy a subscription plan. So for example, you buy a $100 subscription plan. So for every day, you can play for like 10 USD and that's it. After the 10 USD is done, you will not be playing for anything more. But for $100 you spend, you will be able to play for like $150 or $200 worth of gameplay on a daily basis. On a particular day, if you miss playing, those days credits are lost. So this way what happens is, as a prepayment, we take in the money for the gaming as a prepayment and people have a limit on the spend that they want to be doing. So we want to be considerate. See, we don't want anyone to grow broke just by playing an Avatar Life or Metaverse. We want to be considerate to the people of the world. Also have a rewards page. You asked me what does Avatar Life do which is different from what Second Life, right? So we have a rewards page on our website. So we reward you with AV dollars for so many activities that you do. Like we even reward you for logging in for every day of the year. You log in for 365 days a year, you get in so many AV dollars as a gift.
With that reward login page, so in my mind, that immediately struck up that it is encouraging viewers to log in more. Like people are now escaping the whole getting into the digital platforms like even YouTube or even spending more time on their phone or laptop. So how does this form which encourages people to log in more, where in the real world people are taking themselves away from the digital media?
That is a very nice question, which is also a paradox. Okay, so the reason why people come on to metaverses is because they are lonely in real life. So they are having something missing in virtual worlds. People come in for multiple reasons. A lot of creators have their own purpose. They want to come and make money. But when it comes to a normal person, they might be searching for someone, the special person, or searching for friends, people to hang out with. For them, a virtual world is basically a means to get out of their loneliness. And in fact, we are particularly considerate of the elderly people, the retired people, the physically challenged people for whom the metaverse is really a getaway from the harshness of the reality of real life. From that aspect, the metaverse is a break from your real life rather than escaping from all technology and taking a complete break from all gadgets, the metaverse offers you an alternate view on the world that you are a part of.
Now let's talk about some community and culture. Okay, so I am going to be comparing Avatar Life with Second Life. As you've seen throughout the course of this interview, this has been a very repetitive analogy for me. And even you gave credits to Second Life for that. Exactly. So, can we say Avatar Life is a byproduct of Second Life, or is it a clone of Second Life, or how would you like to put it? If you want to, I know you've mentioned that it's different from other virtual platforms, but channeling it back to the original establishment that Second Life is, people will always have a perception that this is a spin-off of Second Life. Do you still fit in that analogy, or would you like to differ?
See, I wouldn't say that we are a clone. We would be a byproduct because I saw Second Life, I experienced Second Life. There are a lot of things I loved about Second Life, and there are a lot of things I did not like about Second Life. So Avatar Life is a combination of all the things which I liked about Second Life and tried to keep out the things which I did not like about Second Life, and also encouraging people, taking feedback from the people who are a part of Avatar Life, finding out their likes and their dislikes and incorporating all those aspects into our platform. We used innovation, we added in the Web3 aspect to the virtual world. Then we came out with this 𝘕𝐿 gaming system. We came out with the rewards page. So, of course, there are a lot of things that the in-world feel, the look and feel might completely remind you of Second Life. So, people will think it's inevitable that whatever happens, people will say that this is a copy of Second Life. This is a Second Life clone. This is a cheap clone of Second Life. It's inevitable. These kind of views and thought process is going to come, and it's fair. I have to respect Second Life. Second Life was a pioneer in this line of work. They were the first ones coming out with this kind of an innovation which changed the life of so many thousands and thousands of people. So hats off to Second Life for starting this, but every other metaverse cannot be categorized as a clone of Second Life. Second Life was the first person who did it, and they are still to this day reaping the benefits of being the first person to do it. We are not associated with Second Life in any way. We are a separate company, our own independent company.
Thank you for addressing that. Talking about community and culture, Second Life has developed a reputation for adult content and chaotic communities. How do you stop Avatar Life from going down the same path?
One of the strict rules, if you see the TOS of Avatar Life, is currently we don't allow child avatars. So we want to be very sure and clear, because nasty things can happen to child avatars. People do role play gaming, and adult role play gaming with child avatars is kind of really bad. I have 2 kids, and I would hate anyone to imagine them, even though they may not be real. I would hate it. That's kind of a bad thought process, So we want to nip it in the bud by keeping our terms of service strong and not allow this child avatars at this point in time. But we are an open-minded community. LGBTQ community are happily welcome on Avatar Life. We are not going to judge people based on your gender or your sexual orientation and stuff. Everyone's life is as valuable as the person next to them. We have to respect each and every community and their thought process. Even though we may not have to agree with them, but we have to respectfully follow our own things. We want to be very careful about how we tread on the child avatars as such. But otherwise, when it comes to the adult content, we are liberal as long as people are not crossing the line and doing any illegal stuff.
Monitor that. Say, for example, if I log into the platform and I am being harassed by a group of men, virtual men, who are bullying me or calling, names, etc., for me being a female. What guarantee can you give me being a female into your virtual platform?
Everyone deserves the same amount of respect and equality. So If there is any harassment that is going on, they can immediately refer it to one of our support admins. The support admins will go into a thorough investigation as to what happened actually and why it exactly happened. And we will try to actually look to respectfully resolve the issues between the people concerned. And see, if things get more serious and if we need to terminate or ban some of the accounts because of some irreparable damages that they have caused due to their actions, that is a possibility. But as much as possible, banning is not the solution. We should look to see what happened, look to the root cause of the particular problem, and then try to resolve it between the residents so that everyone can have their own piece of paradise in Avatar life.
Some may say that platforms like these attract toxic or escapist behavior. What are you doing to prevent Avatar Life from becoming a place where people hide from reality instead of improving their lives?
People come to Avatar Life, we try to make it as a social platform. So you come to Avatar Life, you're already lonely in real life. You don't want to come to Avatar Life and be lonely again. So you try to meet your like-minded people. So you can explore different groups. So we have LGBT groups, we have gaming groups, we have clubbing groups, we have philosophical groups. So you discuss check out the groups which you relate to the most and connect with people with whom you are likely to do similar activities together.
You mentioned that you were gonna take corrective actions and investigate among the parties. How long is that process gonna take place, and what is the timeline, if you can describe?
We are a very active team, so we don't really take a lot of time. Everything finishes within 3 to 7 days. So 1 week is the maximum time to resolve issues, and 3 days is the time limit. Given everyone's different time zones and times of login, it will take up to 3 days.
Okay, that's fairly comparatively a quicker response time than a lot of other competitors out there. So great on that. Thank you. Now we are on the last section of our interview, and I'd like to ask a couple of questions more. So
Sure.
the first thing is talking about the bigger picture, for Avatar Life. If the server shuts down tomorrow, what happens to the people who invested real money and real emotions into the avatar?
So financially, there will be no implications because we will have the record of how much AV dollar each account is holding. So we will be able to refund each and every person how much ever AV dollars they are holding back to the community who has believed and trusted in us. So from that aspect only, we are going Web3 as well. Web3 is a trustless system. So when you hold the AVR currency, you truly own the AVR. So even if the world shuts down, you will have your AVR. You can transfer the AVR to any exchange that supports the AVR, and you can cash it out to USD. You can always reach out to us using a guest or a temporary account. All you have to give us is your username. We'll be able to recover your account as long as you have not deleted the account. If you have deleted the accounts, the accounts are not recoverable. But if you have not deleted the account, if you have forgotten your password, we can always help you out to recover your account and get back on it.
If Meta, say for example Facebook or any other giant, tries to buy Avatar Life, would you sell it or stay independent?
It depends, because there are two things that we have to look at when someone wants to acquire the platform. So let me be honest here. So there are two important aspects. One is the money that's going to be involved in the sale. Secondly, the values. And values have to be very important. If they're going to take up Avatar Life and turn it into something else which we don't expect it, so we'll need to know if anyone's going to acquire Avatar Life. My first question to them is, okay, once you acquire this platform, what is your plan? How are you going to go about it? This is a very important question for which I need to know the answer to. Based on that only, I can decide whether I can sell the platform or not, because the effort that I put into Avatar Life is to build a happy world, a world where people can spend time without burning a hole in their pockets. This was the initial plan. If they are going to commercialize the platform and make it a huge expensive world and rebrand it in a totally different way, we'll have to rethink on the particular acquisition, because this would be totally against all the things that we've been working for all these days. So we'll have to dig deep into the particular acquisition and see what they are buying the platform for. They might be better off doing something else rather than take up Avatar Life and break it up into small parts, which will be a loss in the acquisition itself for them.
If you could go back in time, what would you do differently when building this platform?
If I could go back in time, I'd go back to 2015 and make sure my accounts were not violated on Second Life. So that would yeah. But thinking that I cannot go that much back and Avatar Life has to happen would actually...
See, it's the grandfather paradox, If you go back and erase the parent, the new child would not be born.
Exactly. Because if my accounts were still on Second Life, today Avatar Life may not be there. Avatar Life kind of has a name like it has a full skill gaming annotation to it, a full gaming platform with nothing for any other creator. I would actually, before jumping in with my own games, I should have gotten more creators of other content, general content, and then pushed a little bit on the gaming side. Because that is what Second Life did. When Second Life did its distribution, initially Second Life pushed it with Anshe Chung, the first millionaire from Second Life. So she became a millionaire by selling land on Second Life. So they pushed the land retailers, real estate agents, and the creators who create avatars and clothes. I was not really interested in the way my avatar looked, but unfortunately this is a very important aspect. In fact, it can be a deal breaker to a lot of residents. Hey, your avatars look pretty ugly, we don't like this. So I should have pitched in to other creators a little bit more earlier. Initially I was pitching heavily to the gaming creators, and we have a lot of successful gaming creators on our platform, but we did not pitch to other creators, because of which Avatar Life has got kind of stereotyped as a gaming platform, which is not what we want it to be.
Saying that, today when I did log into Avatar Life for the first time, mind you, and I'm a very fresh newbie user, one thing that I instantly noticed is the quality of the avatar, the mesh and the clothes and the hair, etc. It's all built in, You don't have to move a muscle at all. So I think that's one of the feature that really stood out to me, because I was in a time crunch. Earlier before this interview, I was with Abby, so I was in a time crunch. I was like, hey Abby, let's start doing this, and I have to set up this, I have to set up that. But when I did log in, I was surprised. I was like, oh, I don't have to move a muscle and I'm already ready. Just a few minor costume changes and I'll be presentable for the interview. So I think that's one of the things that I really appreciated, which you do not get in heavy platforms.
But it was not always like that. I learned from my mistakes. So initially when you logged into Avatar Life, you used to get a really ugly avatar, and very basic non-mesh avatar. So it just without any AO and stuff. So it was so basic that people used to just create an avatar. Oh, this is just a cheap world. They don't even have proper avatars. And we used to have people dropping out of the platform just because of this. Because of which we put in some efforts, and one of our support team heads, her name is Angel Avatar Life. She took out some time and modified the avatars, the starter avatars, and we made a special avatar for male and special avatar for females. If you were to see Avatar Life like 4 years back, the starting avatars were pretty much horrible. Really bad, ugly ones. We had monstrous ones. Yeah, it's good that we are having the meeting in 2025 and not in 2021.
Now, for the final last questions, I'll let you have a rest as well after that. How do you see AI and virtual reality shaping Avatar Life in the next 5 years?
This is a very beautiful thing. In fact, nowadays we have bots on Avatar Life and Second Life which are controlled by AI. They follow commands. You can have AI based NPC characters which are basically like avatars which listen to you and answer questions. In fact, in Avatar Life as well, we have an NPC which is an AI based NPC. You ask it questions, it answers your questions in an intelligent it's very difficult. In the future, it is going to be very difficult to tell computers and humans apart. Because behind that avatar right now are humans, but in the future it can just be an intelligent computer which tells you exactly what a human might want to tell. It replicates. So AI is definitely going to be a huge part of metaverse works. And in fact, after AI has come in, coding and scripting has become way easier in Second Life and Avatar Life. So you just type in your requirements on ChatGPT. ChatGPT spits out some really nice code. You can copy paste it into an LSL script and see how it compiles. Just a few edits. You don't have to be a great programmer and stuff. You just have to fix a few errors here and there in different lines. In fact, if you are unable to fix those errors, you again ask those questions to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will help you compile those scripts, and boom, you have your product created without studying computer science in your college or school. So AI is something which is here to stay, and it is going to be a huge part of the metaverse.
So with that being said, thank you so much, Sushant. Thank you so much for this, joining me today here and taking us inside the world of Avatar Life. It's been real eye-opening to hear about not just exciting features that tempting land of offer, of course, but also how you're addressing the challenges and shaping the future of the platform.
Sushant, thank you for joining us and letting us crash Avatar Life for a bit. And to all our viewers, thank you for sipping this coffee with me, where the brew is hot and the conversation's even hotter. Until next time, stay curious, stay caffeinated. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe, because Season 2 has just only begun and the conversations are only getting hotter. A big shout out and special thanks to our sponsors, Parallel Universe Productions, for today's episode. Abby Alexander couldn't have brewed this coffee without you. Thank you for sharing this cup of coffee with me. I'm Tia, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Till then, stay virtual and God bless.